Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the webinar arranged by Nayadaya Analytics. Today's agenda is about how to be a pioneer in M&A integration by using artificial intelligence and science-based people risk analytics. It's great to see so many people interested in our topic. Thank you for joining us today. I am Maria Kausto-Turner from Nayadaya Analytics. In today's webinar, we have Timo Järvinen, our co-founder from Nayadaya Analytics. Timo, would you like to say a couple of words to start?
Yes, thank you, Maria. So, a little bit about history, just a little bit. Well, I founded Nayadaya Analytics actually even more than 7 years ago, and in this demanding development process, we've dived into the science of emotions and behavior together with our team and with many great customers and partners, and using the scientific background from the University of Geneva and to solve people-related business critical problems, and with the help of science and AI and this patent pending method and technology we have right now, so which is even groundbreaking, I would say. So we've been focusing on M&A integrations and transformations, and what I'm going to show you today is totally different from anything else on the market. So today I will try to guide you to like open your eyes for these new like opportunities and with this people risk analytics, as we call it. So this has been released in the end of February actually, and I must say that we've been quite delighted with the reception that this product has received, and so now it's available for customers globally, and we are also happy to discuss with potential partners. Of course, I mean there seems to be a high need with even no solution at the moment. So anyway, this is where we are focusing today.
Okay, great. Thanks, Timo. Yes, indeed, we already have had interested participants from 24 countries. We just counted that, so 24 countries and growing. So we're definitely responding to a concrete need all around the globe, I hope, or it at least seems. So before we start, briefly about the agenda. The webinar will last about 30 minutes. And in the end, there should be time for a couple of questions. So if you have questions, please submit them via the chat channel, and we will read them then from there and then try to answer. But now, okay, we can go forward. So let's go, Timo.
Okay, thanks. Let's move on then. So about the people risks and in M&A integrations, we are talking about concrete things like turnover, employee turnover, I mean, and quiet quitting, and sometimes and productivity loss or even collapse. And I think it should be emphasized that the reasons behind those risks, I mean, they are not the people. The root cause is there. They are more in the integration and or other transformation itself. So identifying these kind of risks is like looking at the mirror, and this is something where we can help. And why is this so important? Well, that's because those people-related risks are so high. I mean, they are huge investments, of course, with high goals. And according to many studies, they tend to fail quite often, too often, obviously. And as Deloitte says here, I mean, especially they tend to fail because of the culture and people-related reasons. So, but still, those risks are usually not known as well as they should. It seems to be like that. So, and actually Deloitte is also one of our partners. They've been helping us in developing what I'm going to show you today. But first of all, here a couple of words about even a common misunderstanding related to employee experiences and behavior. This science-based image here tells us something quite interesting, actually, which is that every emotion has a different impact on behavior. These emotions are from the Geneva study which is behind this. In this diagram, the behavior is from negative to positive behavior and from disengagement to engagement. And well, in the M&A integration, this can be, for example, that disappointment there, for example, may lead to employee turnover or productivity loss, or contentment, the satisfaction emotion there makes people more passive, not promoting the change actually. Then the interest there, on the other hand, creates engagement more than any other emotion there. So this is how what's the impact on behavior. And now this is the traditional service scale. I mean, like satisfaction or NPS many times. And this is only about the negativity and positivity of experiences. Only that's kind of dimension. And now this curve there, it tells us something that many people don't even think about. And I mean, this is not a change curve, but it is telling us that in any context, actually, the negativity or positivity of emotions, the so-called valence, as we say in science, in practice, the traditional scale of satisfaction, for example. So that's not correlating with the engagement at all. So they are two totally different kind of dimensions of behavior. So this is meaning that if you need to understand engagement, disengagement, and things behind the root causes behind them, then the traditional service scales are even useless. But with emotions and science, it's possible to understand the engagement and disengagement. Okay, this is of course only one aspect of the whole thing we have here, but still I think quite important to understand. But now we can go to the process itself, this method and technology we call people risk analytics, which is very simple for the customer. I mean, first we need some input, meaning collecting data from employees. Then this data is processed with our analytics. There are many science and AI-based algorithms there. Then the output there includes 3 levels, like people risk levels and their root causes, and then action points and recommendations there. So these are for like to avoid financially significant failures, and of course, but we should not not forget the distress of people also there. And in fact, in practice, what we have created here, as you see, it's an extension for the M&A playbooks for people and culture. An extension which is adapting to employee emotions and behavior and risks. I mean, this does not replace the traditional playbooks, but it completes them with a highly dynamic and responsive extension. Okay, and now this standard process there, it can be executed and repeated always the same way, like 3 times during the integration, and this process is scaling from even 10 people to even thousands or tens of thousands of people. So really scalable model. Okay, now I will show you the input and then the outputs, and finally I will tell you about the analytics behind this. So let's move on, and this is the cloud application. So that's easy to share with people. I mean, we do not need those traditional surveys with many burdening questions. You need only like 3 questions there about emotions and their intensities and the reasons behind them. And the first question there is like, how do you feel about the integration with that company? And you can select 1 or 2 emotions there from those 20 emotions, or even no emotion. And this method there, it's based on the scientific research and the study method from the University of Geneva in Switzerland. And so that's a multilingual, multicultural way of expressing and understanding emotions. And you know, we have already 10 languages there, and so excellent way to cover the whole human emotion space. And okay, then the second question, those intensities, they are only simple like selections there. And then the third question, the reasons, they are short, free-form responses, like, for example, why do you feel, for example, interest or fear or whatever you feel, in the context of the integration, of course. And so the whole survey is short, intuitive, taking only a couple of minutes or so and not burdening people. And we do not identify people, no personal data there at all. And the questions, they are always the same. I mean, you do not need like projects or planning and what should we ask this time and that kind of things. Of course, background variables can be asked depending on the size of the company and like that. Okay, this is the cloud survey, really easy to use. And now about the outputs. And the first here, they are about people risks and the levels during the integration. And the first one here is this donut kind of metrics. So about employee experience is so easy to understand. And also the polarization is there. I mean, people may feel at the same time like positive and negative emotions. Then on the right side there, this is a risk level indicator, like number between 0 and 100. And we calculate that with our algorithm, which is predicting negative and even disengaged and non-pro-social behavior. So that means that the bigger the number is, the bigger is the risk for the integration to fail. And you can use these indicators like to comparing the risks in different phases of the integration, in different integration, in different business units, or however you like. So I would say that with these metrics, you will see even in seconds if there's some kind of crisis going on in the integration. And we have seen many kind of situations, low numbers, really high numbers correlating with the crisis. That's obvious. Okay, then we go to things like behind those numbers. So we call this like root cause analytics. And this is a snapshot about the concrete things behind the risks. Those sizes of those bubbles indicate the relevance or weight or significance of those things to people. And their location is about the behavior, like predicting that, and also engagement, which is not understood by the traditional service. And these bubbles, they are different in each case. I mean, we do not know beforehand what they are. So the quadrants there, they visualize like up right there, like what are the things behind retention and motivation, productivity, readiness for change, successful integration in general. Then right down there are the things that like positive but making people passive, and root causes for the like comfort zone, more like that. Then left down there are things behind employee turnover, productivity collapse, financial losses, and so on. So we would of course like to be there. Then up left there, these are the things behind resistance, even aggressive behavior sometimes. And of course that's not good for the change either. So of course the goal is to move those bubbles to the up right corner there. So this is the reality of people and their behavior. One good aspect of the science and emotions here is that they eliminate all the irrelevant things like automatically. So no background noise there. So we are visualizing only things that have an impact on behavior. And you can use this snapshot like comparing for the situation in the different phases of integration, of course. We have seen many kind of cases here, like cases where bubbles are only green bubbles up there, sometimes even only red bubbles down there, and many cases between. So we have seen a lot and many kind of situations. Now let's go to the third in output, and first the action points. So starting from the risks. So our algorithm there is identifying and prioritizing these root causes and these risks, especially here with a precision I would say. So in this example, they are workload, employment, leadership, and tools, but this is example data. And so you will see here like what the risks are, what are their weights, and the arrows there, they will tell you like if they are increasing or decreasing. The circle is about the new risk there. And then same kind of information for things we call protectors. So these things that they more secure the integration against those people risks. And of course, they also create the upside, the retention, productivity, that kind of things. Also here, as you see, with these projects, as you can see, if they are increasing or decreasing, or if they are new. Same kind of information. Now, based on all these risks and protectors and all the data we have actually there, we can create a summary of action recommendations, of course, to mitigate the risks and strengthen those protectors there. And for creating this, we use the science, and we use also AI-based algorithms there, and also MTA process intelligence. So this is, we have many things how we create this. And now we can go deep, like step deeper here. I mean, for each risk, we have also recommendations for actions. And this example is the workload. So all these like action cards, they are based on the case-by-case result and the situation, even on the phase of the integration. And I mean, they are not always the same. This is dynamic system. And below there, you see also examples of those responses. So like we can combine the qualitative and quantitative data there, information. And so now from these action guidelines, now the customer can choose the final actions to be taken and refine the actions with details then. Or if there is like integration consulting in a company or with advisors in the process, in that kind of situation, they can continue from here, of course. Okay, then here's another example of action recommendations for projects. The career is here the example. So same kind of information. So we have one card for each risks, each project. So all in all now, by asking only those 3 questions, you will get the risk levels, the root causes, the list of those risks and protectors, and the summary of those action recommendations, and then those detailed action cards. And you do not need to know like anything about emotions, nothing about science, so this is what you get. Okay, then about the analytics behind this patent pending method and technology. So behind these simple inputs and outputs, there is a sophisticated process and analytics, and the first level there is the emotion and behavior intelligence, benefiting especially from the science and AI. Then the second level is about setting goals, as you see there. Third level is a multi-dimensional framework for identifying the right kind of actions. Now, based on science and process intelligence, and this is something we've been building together with Deloitte also. And then the fourth level there is the generative AI. So with AI, we analyze the total package of the analytics, goals, actions, also external information about integrations. And this is how we get to the fifth level, which is about making those action recommendations and finding out those action points to achieve those goals and to build successful integrations. And then from all this, I mean, we get the 3 outputs I was showing you. And this is also how we build the responsive MTA playbook extension for people and culture, as I said. So to get the concrete outputs and this dynamic kind of playbook extension by asking all the 3 questions, and I mean, you need this deep analytics with science and AI, and all this is under the surface. So this is something we have been building many years, and you can focus on the results. That's the idea. Okay, then a couple of more words about AI. That's of course one thing we all are interested in nowadays. So we are using several AI services and models underlying this technology, and in general the model has like 2 sides. I mean, the AI and human are completing each other. So here are some examples how we use it. Of course, the translating responses from different languages, that's of course obvious. But then one thing is this about analyzing and categorizing the responses to find out the types of root causes behind the emotions. I mean, the bubbles you already saw there. Then one thing is, of course, the crucial thing are these recommendations for actions. And we use generative AI and large language models there in combination with science-based rules and algorithms and that kind of thing. So that's an essential part of this. And of course, one more thing is the process of improving the algorithms with AI. And what are the benefits then in this process for AI? I mean, a couple of things here. Of course, with AI, we can serve a large number of languages. We already have like 10, but with this model, we can manage even 200 languages. But then, sorry about that. Let's go back. Hurrying too much, but no problem here. Okay, we were here. So the second thing here was the speed of the process. I mean, with AI, this is essential since we are pointing out risks. I mean, if there's a crisis, of course, it's important to act quickly. And then one thing is the consistency and the objectiveness. I mean, meaning consistent quality and so on. I mean, results, of course, they would be like no depending on people and different evaluations so much. And especially through those recommendations, actions, we can provide totally new insights and high customer value and growing impact on the business. And one more thing is that when we use AI, I mean, it needs to be done carefully with precise protocols, I mean, to ensure the information security and so on. And for example, the European Union AI Act, which is recently approved and will be adopted by companies in the coming months and years. I mean, we are already compliant with this kind of regulation. And in general, one thing more that they are always the human checks and guidance there. I mean, it's a combination of AI and human guidance. That's how it works. Okay, now to this slide. So a practical example here, this Rantalainen Group, they are one of Finland's biggest financial service companies. And so they have strong growth going on in the Nordic countries with a Norwegian private equity company actually. And they've been using this solution and process for 2 years now and executing exactly the same process in all integrations to finding out the risks, of course, and the right actions and building successful integrations and future, as Kimmo Martikainen says here. And Kimmo is willing to tell you more if you would like. But this is a good example. Okay, then getting back to where we started. I mean, what we have seen here, it's about like looking at the integration through the eyes of people. I mean, stepping into the shoes of people and building also social sustainability. And where AI is used, it needs to be done ethically. And so this is one thing we promise. I mean, even if the focus is to be on insurance and to avoid the financial losses there, still it's always needs to be about being kind to people and the planet and to be sustainable. That's the goal. And in the end, one quick calculation of the money side of thing. I mean, we think that it's essential to understand the profitability of this kind of investment. So we have 2 starting points here. I mean, another one is from Deloitte about the typical productivity collapse in integrations, and another one from Gallup about the costs of replacing employees in the case of employee turnover. So in this example, we have 100 employees, and as you see with these kind of numbers, the total financial losses would be like 1.5 million euros, which is a lot of money, of course. So now, with this size of an acquisition target, the price for 3 rounds of people risk analytics would be somewhere around 15,000 euros, meaning that if we can mitigate even 20% of the employee turnover and productivity loss, the solution has paid for itself like 20 times. So the numbers, of course, they can be different in different cases, but the meaning for this is more like to get an idea of the benefits in relation to the cost or those losses, what they usually are. All right, then this is all. So here's my contact information also for our CEO, Petri Järvinen. I mean, if you wonder why we have the same name, I mean, we are brothers with Petri. Petri came back from Singapore, where he worked 10 years in the Accenture group recently and to be our CEO and partner. We have also a long history before that working with him, myself, and really glad for having him to leading our team now. And myself, I am now totally focusing on our customer value. So this is how we work together. And we have, of course, our team with about 10 people or more. So you can contact Petri or you can contact me, however you like. We are more happy to discuss with you. And in the end, I would say, I mean, if you want to be ahead of others, starting also to use AI in your integrations, like sustainable way, and for solving probably one of the most critical and even most expensive problems you could even like imagine. I mean, we are here to help you, and also on our webpage nairaja.com, we have there a link where you can book a meeting if you like to do it that way. But now, thank you very much. Let's be in touch.
That was nice. Thank you very much. Let's be in touch. Okay, thank you, Timo. This concludes our presentation for today. Thank you again, everyone, for participating. And I have here 2 questions that I would like you, Timo. We have 4 minutes basically time for the actual time, so hopefully you can answer. Those who want to stay for the questions, please feel free to do that. So here's the first one, and it's about partner networks. So do you have partner network or some kind of that type, or do you only work directly with clients?
Yeah, thanks. That's a good question. So I mean, of course, we do work together with any clients at the moment all the time. We also already have a couple of agents in different countries, but we are also actively now at the moment building a partner network with consulting companies. So this is also like how we are going to work and go global, and we have already a partner program which is really easy to use. So I would encourage also consulting companies, I mean, if they are focusing on M&A integrations and maybe transformation in general, to contact us. I mean, we are really happy to discuss the collaboration with these kind of companies. Yes.
Right. Thanks. And then the second question, it's very straightforward. Who would benefit the most from this?
Yes, that's a good question also. And well, first of all, I mean, this can be used in companies from, as I said actually before, like from 10 people to 10 of thousands even. So really scalable. Of course, especially in the industries where people are extremely important, like then those are those areas, of course, but people are actually always important, I would say. But this is also multicultural and multilingual, no that kind of limits. And I would say that this combination of science, AI, empathy, sustainability, these kind of things now here, they are, I mean, this way we are building like totally new kind of M&A integration excellence. And I suppose that that's the direction where the world is going. And as I said before, I mean, those who want to be ahead of others in this kind of progress, I think they should care these kind of things really carefully now to stay, to have an edge. And so I would say that whether if you are like a company with acquisitions, growing with acquisitions, or a consulting company helping other companies with M&A integrations, I would say that these are the things you should think about, and you can discuss with us if you like.
Great. Exactly. Doing it sustainably, but making it profitable at the same time, and exactly. Very empathetic and kind.
For business, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, being kind to people, and it's actually going to save you money rather than than not. Yeah. Okay. Well, our time is up and there were no more questions. So at this time, we want to say thank you very much one more time and goodbye. Hope to
Thank
see
you.
you soon.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.